Mm. Alright, well, I tried to pause it and then it cut it off, so this is the second half of the reading I just did in the car. And it was talking about that you were, or someone, right, is, see, I know I mixed these up when I put them back in. It's kind of strange. So yeah, it's like you're figuring out what direction to really go, where it suits you in a true emotional way instead of just kind of focus on like things that you enjoy or whatever, you know, like it's like getting to a deeper understanding of what's driving you. I'm doing a reading right now, and what it is that, you know, you really want that's going to be fulfilling for you. So with that, like, it's like you're having to excuse me start taking interest, or like start moving towards your interest, but you still need to like keep everything else kind of secure and moving along or whatever, you know. So there is some form of like having to do some like extra work in certain ways in order to really get down deep with that truer aspect and understanding of yourself. But also like just keeping everything going for yourself too. You don't want to like disregard everything else, you know, for this one focus. But there is the happy home, family, ideal, you know, community dynamic, as well as the Four of Wands. So, which is, well, it's Four of Wands, but I mean, as well as the Twin Flames. So, you know, there is that higher ideal. And what's really interesting is like I drew that little scribble picture yesterday about you know, the true cycle that you're supposed to be on, and getting caught up in like karmic cycles and whatever. And then there was also like the twin flame imagery that I was seeing, and it was really interesting because it's like really pretty much like that. Like the light and the blue and the yellow like put together, but they were like pulsing, and it's like a yin yang thing if you can see it. But so it was just like going from the other, you know, like just continuing to fuel each other, you know. So I thought that was interesting. But so there is a balance that will be created once you get to that deeper understanding. And we got the Two of Cups, so there is, you know, a union and you know, soulmate connection within, you know, people who are complementary and really having the same viewpoints and, you know, heart type of, like, they both have the same interests that guide them. Okay, and it's going to be creating like a whole like wish come true, and, you know, you got pretty much everything you need and outside of this connection, but it's also going to be bringing that in towards it. So it went from the Nine of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. So it's like you have everything that you want, but this is just like the, you know, everything you didn't know you needed as well, added on to that. So nice. Oh. And you got the Ten of Cups too. So 10 Pentacles, 10 of Cups, happy family, happy home. You're going to be sharing yourself openly and freely, and you know, really create the life not just for you that you want, but also for, you know, your future generations and stuff. And there's going to be a lot of success with what you do create, and you'll be moving forward with intention, and you'll, have a certainty about the choices that you've made. Knowing that it's brought back balance and fairness and a new sense of equilibrium within yourself that you might not even been aware of lacking, and there's going to be passion, long-term success. It's going to be known by both parties, like truly and intimately what they're both feeling and thinking and working towards. And there's an understanding about the energy exchange as well. There could have been a lot of difficulties and stress in the past about the connections that you've had, or the the balance that was formed within what somebody was giving and what they were taking in certain situations. But you can see things as they are in this instance, where you're feeling someone and you're being fueled by it as well. So it's like you know that there's more to it in this situation, and you're dedicated to the plans that you're making, with the transition and transformation that you are welcoming into your life, and walking away from things that aren't hidden, I guess, anymore. Yeah, the Lovers. So you're really transforming into this new, instead of it being like a solo project, basically, it's like you're really coming into the understanding of the connection that's there and the team effort. There could be some aspects of unhealthy behaviors that you might need to shy away from. Like somebody might be too into themselves and not paying attention to the other person's feelings, or kind of confining them in a way. So you need to be aware of that, and allow for recovery and recuperation, and for either parties to really have the true understanding in order to blossom in the way that they need to and express themselves truthfully and openly. Okay. And an issue, maybe with that as well, as it seems that there could be somebody who is, with being so in tune with their intuition, it can create issues that you don't necessarily want to arise based on things that are unsaid and stuff like that, because somebody who is intuitive sees things that you don't necessarily want to be seeing, or whatever, so I guess make sure like communication is open and abundant. But also it's a matter of like staying true to yourself and being steady and consistent. With this being a true match, you're gonna want to move in quickly and like rush in to express yourself, but taking your time in certain ways is only gonna help things flourish more, and it's kind of difficult with certain connections. Like if you rush into it, things there can be like slighting, misconceived situations, and if you're not feeling able to express yourself openly, those miscommunications or misunderstandings can make a lasting impact, based on not addressing them at the time they need to be addressed, so just make sure you can create an area or a space where someone feels open enough to express themselves. I don't know, I feel like this might have been like all over the place because I had to be driving and in a rush and stuff, but when I went through it initially, like I was like, oh, this is interesting. It's like a, going through more difficult emotions that you don't necessarily, feel even comfortable moving towards. And, but, once you have that deeper understanding within yourself, then everything else kind of like falls into line a lot more easily, because you're not playing, a role a certain way, or allowing for certain things to happen because you're like, oh, it's okay, or whatever, but really being true to what you're wanting to welcome within your energy and what you don't want to deal with, because like what is coming at you, you are allowing in whatever way, so if you mark your borders and whatever in certain ways, like you won't even be bothered by people acting out of line, because you're gonna already have established your boundary, So anyway, let's see. Okay. We got heavy on the air signs, apparently. Okay. They could be having wishes coming true. They both have, they're blowing the, what's it called? Dandelion. The poof. So we got air signs. There could be communication, wishes coming true, but you're at a point, or could be getting there, where you're manifesting what you want, and being a little more assertive with what your intentions are, recognizing that it's the vibration and the energy that's really what's important, and you're having more of an understanding and consideration for others. But what you could have been seeing as a bump in the road, or something where you need to go about it in a different dynamic, could actually be, you could be getting a deeper understanding where it's really something that isn't very easy to get through. Like it could be like irreconcilable, so and this could be too because you're getting more in tune with the energy and the cycles and all that type of thing. So but in this situation, like it's not going to be like there's like hard feelings or anything. It's there's going to be respect, compassion, sympathy. You're going to be coming to some type of an agreement that it's really just not working. And then we have, so it started with the air sign, followed up with the air sign. So even though it might be difficult, it could be, still looked upon as a wish come true in a certain aspect. So, and it says this fall it's coming, that it will be creating a balance, and it's kind of like the way it should be, like it's something that you deserve to happen. So it has to do with family, possibly. There could be, communities, I guess, involved or something like that. And it could be feeling like a spontaneous decision that you make, but if you paid a little bit more attention, you might recognize it. It won't be so unexpected, but just show gratitude and have appreciation for whatever it is that you've learned and gone through. And there's an earth sign involved that might need to kind of re-examine a situation, be a little more understanding about time frames, I guess. There could be some type of important date or a special time coming up, and you might need to re-examine how you express yourself. It could be that, like, it could be a situation that you're bored with, like you're like it's not really energetically fueling you. It's just more of like exhausting you. And so, yeah, there could be important times coming up, but you also need to figure out what way you want to put your energy out and efforts out there if it's something that you don't think is really working or whatever, you know. So, in either way, like, you know, do what you think is best and stuff, but like, is it something that you're leaning into more, or still defining a boundary and a border, you know? So, there could be some type of situation where you're feeling like you're stuck. And they could even be like, you know, watching you and paying attention to like everything that you're doing. And, it's either creating irritation for them, or you're starting to get built up aggression based on, you know, the dynamic. You know, like it might be something that you're like, this isn't working, but this person's still all up on my shit and controlling me in different ways, or controlling how other people perceive me or something like that, you know. So it could be creating frustration. Okay. All right. But with this like re-examination as well, it could be helping you to realize, you know, the differences in your feelings, and make you want to move intentionally towards, you know, happiness and satisfaction. And you could be open more to signs and synchronicities that are going on, but still feeling kind of bound or depressed based on financial ties that you have going on. But we've got a couple different cards about messages coming in. So I don't know, it seems like this is all over the place. Whatever, you know, we all are, I guess. But you're going to be getting receiving some type of message. Could be in your dreams, telepathic, through songs or animals, numbers, and it will help to like bring your spirits up a little bit. So you could be like upset about all the different changes that you're going through and the things that you're trying to do in order to like, wow, okay, in order to move forward, you know, but you're upset because it isn't going, you know, like exactly how you want. But there could be something coming in that refuels you or recharges you in a way. And you're going to want to get on the same page, have some type of conversation, but it's created some awareness within you. And you might not have been doing, you know, taking action in this direction fully because you wanted to remove certain aspects of negativity within your home life and your fake, it says fake, within your family that you could have realized are, you know, like there's an aspect of pretending, you know, and you wanted to move forward away from that before you move towards your desires. But you're like unsure. It could have been like a lot of praying too. Archangel Raphael is here to help you see the truth. And you're like, this is something that you can't stop thinking about, but you're, you know, feeling maybe threatened because you haven't taken action, and the other person, or, you know, it says single, so you could be threatened by somebody else even being single, and you're like needing to get a new sense of direction or something. But there is good luck on your side. This is, you know, this will be like your divine counterpart and soulmate. So dismiss whatever like issues or insecurities you might have, and know that this was the way you're supposed to be going. Let me see. I'm just gonna read that one little. Yeah, that there are good intentions, you know, and there's some type of group coming together to fix things, you know. What's happened in your past has made, you know, a ripple of sorts, but it's done it in a way where it's not like affecting you negatively, but it's something that, you know, vibrationally you can be aware of in order to like really learn and move away from if it comes around again, or just like enough to recognize when something is or isn't the way it should be, right? I don't know, I feel all over the place because I'm not in my normal spot, so I don't know if I'm going to do these readings outside. I get distracted too much. But, I don't know, hopefully this is helpful and not all jumbled how I feel, but I know for sure I'm going to come back on and try and do a more coherent reading coming up. So, talk to you later. I don't even know what time it is. Oh, okay. It's just getting dark early, so I'm feeling like it's like late. It's not. Schnot. Okay, so maybe I'll come back on in around 8 or something. So we'll see what happens then. Alright. Good luck with everything. 5, 4, 3.